Hi guys, welcome to the next module, growth. So in this module, we'll talk about how to know your customers better than anyone, and we'll also look into several behavioral metrics which are very important to measure your business performance or your startup performance. So with that, let's get started and we'll see who for whom this video is intended for. So like let's say if you are a startup or someone who is really in early stages and you want to understand the customer behavior and the metrics that we need to track in order to measure like whether our product or our startup is moving in the right direction or not, and it is also intended for those who are like having a struggling to understand the customer behavior and the metrics that they need to track for their for product based business model, and to make sure that their product is going in a good direction. So these are the two things for whom this video is for. And if you are also here for like improving my knowledge or improving my or skills, or I want to understand different things also. So this is an interesting video for you. So now, if you see, right, I mean, like let's say again, we always we always emphasize on the mistakes, right? So because I wouldn't like to call it mistakes, but I want to like call it as a learning experiences. But in this growth phase or in this like after building something and you put it out in the market, so what are the usual mistakes the founders do, and why it is important to know your customers also we'll look at. So yeah, right, I mean, like we do excellent marketing, we do excellent sales, but the service or the product and the kind of loyalty we show to the customers is always not streamlined or not always 100%. So this can happen due to various reasons, but the one strong observation or one strong cause for this hindrance in the product, service or loyalty is knowing your customer. So it is very important to know your customer. I mean, what of the customer centric company, if you want to like pinpoint, it's Amazon, right? So let's see like what are the core principles of Amazon, and what they talk about the customer. So one of the core principles about Amazon is like customer focus, right? So why it is important to being a customer focus or customer centric is they are the ones who give you the validation or give you the permission in the first place to exist, right? So if you are not solving any problem for the customer or delivering value for them, you won't be like building a really viable revenue base. Okay, so customer also are a very good source of feedback at every step in the development. So they are the ones who can drive you or who can guide you on what features and benefits one should build, so that the users will be getting benefited out. So I mean, the customers are the proof for your startups, like let's say whether you can exist or and go for a long run. So that is why the customer is a very important aspect in a startup or business development. So it's basically customer, right? I mean, the problems that we solve for is for a customer, the feedback that we get from is from a customer, and again the benefits or the features that we build is for the customers. So if the customer pays me money, I can earn. If the customer pays me money, I can feed my employees, I can give my salaries. So, and even if based on my customer behavior and customer metrics, the investors also give you the initial funding or the funding that you're looking for. So these are the important aspects that are related to being customer focused or customer centric. So what you need to do in order to know your customers better than anyone. Okay, so I have like listed down the few of the things like what you can do or what are the steps that you can take so that you can know your customer better than anyone's, as we titled the video as that, right? So the first step is spend time. That is simple to say. That is very simple to say that spend time talking to the end user. So it should not be like a questionnaire kind of a thing, but it should be like a more empathized call or empathized discussion with the end user. Like actually, you are using this or you are using these kind of various products. Are you okay with that? Are you happy with that? Or what are the problems that you are facing every day while using that product? Or you kind of like want to ask a questionnaire kind of a thing, but in a way that end user is comfortable and very open to speak to you and spend time talking with you. So that kind of an environment or a place you should create for the end user, so that he will be like very open and talking and discussing the problems with you. So text mistake, it says spend more time than your customer. It's not customer, it's competitor. So I mean, we kind of like heavily rely on customer, on the competitor analysis and what they provide and all that. But simply, if you talk with the users that use your competitor products, that's more than enough. They kind of like are the real users of your competitors, and they can give you beautiful insights on this kind of a thing is missing here. I'm actually looking to have this kind of a module or this kind of a feature in my daily work, but this is missing, and I think so this is very important. So these kind of things are very important to discuss with the customer. So that is why we say spend more time with your competitors than your customer. So the third one is watch consumers buy your product. So observe how user is buying your product. Like this is very great for an offline business or a consumer kind of a business, where you can directly see how the customer is coming to your shop and how he is interacting with the how your employees are interacting with the users, and how they are making them to pursue and give realize the real value of your product and or service, and making them buy. So think about like what are the decision making points that the customer come up with, like while coming to your product. And another thing is like watch consumers use your product. I mean, like the web applications and all these things, you have like n number of analytic tools to observe this. But if you are on offline and you are starting stage, observe and sit closely with the consumers or the customers, like how the way how they buy and how they use your product, right? You don't need to guide them, but you need to sit down and observe them what they are doing. I mean, in your mind, you should not be in a stage that you have to click that so that you can come here and you will be realizing the value. It should be automatically done by the user, right? Ease intuition should be aligned with the way the product is designed. So that is where the UI UX again plays an important role, or the design aspects will, or the empathy will be really making a very good difference. So these are the kind of skills you will build only after having an interactions and observing the consumer or the customer, and then engage users in your development. I mean, half of your product roadmap or half of the things which you want to build can directly come from the users. I mean, being customer focused is one of a major advantage. I mean, there are disadvantages to it, but like let's only talk about the advantages here, because at early stages the customer focused is really important. And if you engage the users in your development process, right, that would be also really great. Like let's say if you are like moving a particular, like let's say, note section or comment section to somewhere else in the app, just sit with your customer and say, I want to just move this particular thing to this. What do you feel? Will it be okay for you, or will it be like a two burden to click to have like double clicks for this particular view or viewing nodes and all? So these kind of engaging users also, they will be also very interested. Okay, this guy is really there for me to help out or solve my problems. So that kind of a feeling the users will be having. So make sure that you also involve your users in your development process. So these are the 5 crucial steps. Like spend more quality time talking to your end user, spend more time talking with your competitor customers than analyzing your competitors on your own. Watch and observe how the consumers buy and use your product, and also always engage the users in development. Definitely these things will make you the best advocate or the best person who knows about your customers than anyone else. So in the next video, we'll talk about the famous, you can say a framework, A triple R. So that is why I kept a triple R there. So in the next video, we'll talk about this AA triple R framework. Thank you.